Hello, my name is Chris, and this is XK Tech Reviews. Today, we're going to be doing a super cheap computer build. So in this video, we're going to be doing unboxing of all the different components, and we're also going to go ahead and go over the computer case and show you, some of the features of that. And in a future video, we're going to actually benchmark this system. But let's go ahead and get started. So this entire system cost me right at $200, and I was kind of curious to see what you could actually get for $200 in a computer build. So to start off the build, we're going to start off with an AMD Athlon 5350 quad-core processor. This is a Kabini core processor by AMD. It's 25 watt TDP. It's a 2.05 gigahertz quad-core processor. This processor was aimed at kind of like entry-level markets and that kind of thing. So we're going to see what you can actually do with a $50 processor. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what all we get in the box. It says it comes with a thermal solution. I'm not sure what that's actually going to consist of, and I just killed this box. This is a little tiny box to come with a processor and a heatsink. So there we go. Here's the processor with not a whole lot of pins. It looks kind of like a Pentium 4 type processor. That's what it reminds me of. You get a certificate of authenticity with a sticker that you can't remove. And you get a little tiny heatsink fan with like a 60 centimeter fan, something like that, 60 millimeter fan, something like that. It's really tiny. And the AM1 socket actually requires you to create your own heatsink mount, and it doesn't come with a backplate or anything like that. So you'll see that in a minute. So here is the AMD Athlon processor. The motherboard is going to be an ASUS AM1MA motherboard. So this is a micro ATX form factor with the AM1 processor socket. Not all that exciting. It comes with two USB 3.0 ports, four USB 2.0 ports, an Ethernet port, an HDMI port, your regular sound ports. It actually has a combo PS2 port, and it also has HDMI, DVI, and VGA as far as video outputs. Because this Athlon processor is an, whatever you call them, the AGU, yeah, whatever those things are that aren't CPUs, that have graphics things built in. The processor has graphics built in. Along with the motherboard, you also get two SATA cables, it looks like, yep. A manual, or user guide, with 5 times the protection. A DVD for drivers and such. A very simple I/O shield, and nothing else. For RAM, we went with G.SKILL high performance memory, DDR3 1333 memory, very bare bones. Now for storage, I went ahead and went with a PNY 120 gig SSD. The main reason I went with this was because it was one of the cheaper, decently branded solid state drives. You can get cheaper SSDs than this, and you can definitely get cheaper SSDs than this with smaller capacities. I'm probably going to end up using this build as a pfSense router, so I'm not probably going to use this solid state drive. But I went ahead and picked it up because I do want to test how this desktop will perform as an actual desktop. Finally, to go inside the case, we have an EVGA 430 watt power supply. Now, once again, this might be a little bit of overkill because none of the components in this computer are going to pull close to 400 watts. But this power supply, if I remember right, was right around $30, so it's very affordable, and it's not going to catch your house on fire. So that's always a plus when you're choosing power supplies. So inside the EVGA box, if I can ever get it open, it has lots of tape on it. If I can get it open without cutting my fingers off. Awkward silence. There we go. Inside the EVGA box, we get a manual on how to use your power supply. And you get the power supply itself. Oh, and a power cable so that you can plug it into the wall. The screws are nicely taped onto the box there. And the power supply itself comes wrapped in bubble wrap for extra fun. So the power supply is not all that bad looking, and it's very simplistic as this was a very cheap power supply. Thankfully, the cables are covered in this mesh braiding stuff. And yeah, that's the EVGA 430 watt power supply. So let's go ahead and check out the case. For the case, we got an ATX Mini Tower PC case. It's made by Zalman. It's the ZM-T1 Plus. So I have no idea what this thing looks like in person because I haven't yet opened it. So let's open it up and find out what it comes with. Looked pretty cool online. I only paid about $25 for this computer case, so my expectations are not too awfully high. I can say that it's a little bit difficult to get out of the box. Ah, there we go. So it comes packaged with 2 foam inserts to keep the PC case from killing itself en route. And it comes with a large plastic bag over the top. This case is extremely light. Like, it's probably, I don't know, it's a few pounds maybe. It comes with thumb screws on the side to open it up. And the side panel slides right off. And as you can see, it has mesh mounts for what looks like 2 120mm fans. Inside the case, you get a little inspection sheet to show you that it has been quality insured, quality inspectioned, visual inspection report. Right, don't need that. And it also comes with a lot of cables that are tied up. So it looks like we have a USB 3.0 header here. Yep, we have one USB 3.0 port on the front. We have one USB 2.0 port on the front. And we have a headphone and microphone jack on the front, as well as the power button and reset buttons, which actually have kind of a nice little click. They don't have that cheapy clicky feel that I kind of expected. There is one bay for a 3.5-inch CD drive or something like that, and it or 5.25 inch, excuse me. And it looks like there are 2 bays for vertically mounting 2 3.5-inch drives. Though perhaps that drive bay can be moved around. We'll have to explore that option a little bit more. So this is the case which will be housing our computer. And now we will go ahead and build the computer itself. So here we are, the XK Tech Reviews super budget build for 2016. Everything went together fairly well. Of course, cable management is pretty much non-existent in this case. All of the power supply cables are just kind of mangled up down there. This Zalman case comes with front panel cables that are incredibly long, as you probably saw from the time lapse. And overall, I'm not too unhappy with this case. Everything comes apart really easily. The whole front panel comes off, both sides come off. You can actually mount the SSD on the back, which is what I did, so that it's out of the way. And yeah, that's pretty much a conclusion for this case. It's not too bad, especially considering it was only about, I don't remember exactly what I paid, I'll put that in the video here. But it was right around 30, if not under $30 for this case. So I am really curious to see what exactly we can do functionally with a $200 PC. So stay tuned for our next video where we're gonna benchmark and see what this thing will do. Thanks for watching. My name is Chris, and this is XK Tech Reviews.